Hello and welcome, my name is Eric Lantress, and this is 216 links for maximum Google traffic. So we're going to be going over backlinks left and right. We've done this a few years, and every single year we include more and more links, and this year is no exception. So we're going to go over links, lots of them, with the exact URL, exactly how to get them. We're also going to be going over the type of links. We're going to be talking about no follow, follow, traffic links, their function, and so forth. And I'm also going to give you 3 additional sources of links so you never ever run out. So in addition to the ones I'm just going to deliver, say go here, I'm going to give you sources and ways just to get your own links over and over again. So that sounds good. Let's jump into it. But right before, I always have a disclaimer. Always have a disclaimer. Every good video has a good disclaimer, right? So according to Google, any links intended to manipulate page rank or a site's ranking is a violation of Google search guidelines, and therefore it's a violation of Google's webmaster guidelines. So this includes any behavior that manipulates links to your site or outgoing links to your site. And by definition, so if you're building any links whatsoever, you're going against Google's guidelines. Therefore, you are responsible if you proceed for any changes you make to your site or any links that you build. Proceed at your own risk. All right, cool. Now that that's out of the way, let's start. So we're going to be talking about links on sites that have traffic, because the best type of link is the type of link that gets you a customer or a sale or generates a lead or, I don't know, finds you a loved one. I don't know what you're doing with your links and your traffic, but links that bring you people are usually the best ones. And ultimately, this list is going to combine do follow and no follow links, because we've actually discovered and found and tested and all that good no follow links can actually contribute to rankings as well as do follow links. So do follow links tend to pass a bit more power and a bit more trust, but no follow links, if it's a good one, could be very, very good as well. So we're mixing them both this year. We're gonna have a lot of do follow links, and we're gonna have some no follow links that you might still want to get. All right, cool. Now that that's out of the way, let's jump into it. At the end, also at the end, I'm going to have a special bonus where I go over some of my favorite links techniques for sources links. You're going to have 3 different techniques, so you get as many links as you want. Cool. All right, so first one, video backlinks. Video backlinks, if you're watching this video right now, you know that you can have backlinks within your descriptions, within your, let's say you have your YouTube account, you have a main link on the main profile page. There are opportunities for links everywhere. In fact, a lot of websites that I work with and consult, and some of my own websites get a ton of traffic from links within videos. So this is not something to be discounted. You can get links and high traffic links within YouTube videos, Vimeo, Dailymotion, Twitch, Flickr, Tune.pk, Imgur. So either about, info, channel page, or sometimes just in the description. In fact, there is a chance, I'm not saying you're going to, but there is a chance that you're going to want to download this entire list by clicking the link in the description, or you're going to want to go check out my membership, Traffic Research, where I coach and help and show all my research, and I have all these cool tools by link in the description. Now, if you do that, then, you know, the link in the description has just helped, and that's why I recommend them. They really do work. They're one of the best types of links. Even if they don't always have a direct impact on SEO, they're still a link that you want to get. And yes, they can help in some instances SEO as well. All right, cool. Let's move on. We have a lot to get through. So photography backlink, same idea, except these can sometimes pass a bit more juice. So we actually have a technique we developed, and I go into depth in other videos. But the really quick thing is you post this as a photographer, and once you're a photographer, you get links on huge, high-ranking websites. So if you have original photography, let's say you have original photography of your product, or let's say you're doing local of your area, or if you're doing international, maybe you have a special angle, or you just have new original photography, you could pose as a photographer, or just maybe you are a photographer, and just get a whole bunch of backlinks by using a photography technique. So Flickr, Shutterstock, Dreamtimes, Unsplash, Imgur, all these sites allow you to post images and then have backlinks as credit inside. So a very easy technique. Next, let's say you're not a video guy, you're not a picture guy, maybe you're a talking guy. I'm talking to you right now, and you can either have a talk show or be a DJ, and music related backlinks are plentiful. So all these sites right here could all have, you could all upload a file, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a music and then you get a backlink from them. So huge list right here. If you want pause, or we're actually going to have a huge mega list you could download. So that's going to be win-win-win. All right, let's move on. Music backlinks. Now, this is not just talking. This is music specific. So you can upload your music to these and get a backlink. I actually did a case study a while back where we ranked stuff solely by using these types of links. Is a lot of fun. So let's move on. Be talkative backlinks. So same type of idea, except now we're not using a voice. We're just going to be typing. So if you want to join a discussion, there are two places. I'm sure both of these you probably already know, but you could actually get backlinks. You get traffic. You could get customers, and they have shown an impact on rankings after about 3 weeks. So below are the 3 best places to share links with your community. Discuss. So there's a whole bunch of discuss commenting all around the web. You could join the discussion on a relevant page, and sometimes you can get some really good leads, relevant traffic, and also there's links in there. So those can impact your rankings. And we also have Reddit links. So Reddit, there is so many places on Reddit. You get the sidebar on the Reddit subreddit. You could have just a normal post, but also what people don't always realize is within the comments, you could even have anchor text relevant like comments with links inside. And now Google's not dumb. They know that there's you could just spam that easily. But if you're getting a lot of traffic, that could actually help. It depends where it's placed as well. So you want to make sure you're on high ranking posts with a lot of power and driving a lot of traffic. That could actually help rankings. Cool. So let's move on. All right. Be social backlinks. So you could actually start your own little social circle. Share content, build up authority on these platforms, and once you've built up authority, you could drive a massive amount of traffic by posting links on these sites. So you see, we've evolved. We're not just going for do follow backlinks. We're actually doing kind of like doing backlinks and traffic, because traffic tends to help your metrics with your website, and indirectly it seems to be having a bigger an impact. So we're actually focused these days a lot more on just driving lots of natural traffic and lots of sales to your website to make you more money as you rank your website. So here, Pinterest. Sure, you've heard of Pinterest. Very easy. Twitter, Reddit, VK, Tumblr. All of these places you could start and be like, you start your own like social circle. And once you have your social circle there, you can put links and that will help you grow. All right, moving on. Graphic backlinks. Do you draw, design, illustrate? Perhaps you've had illustrations done for your business. See, I'm a horrible drawer, but I've had a professional illustrator draw specific images for my business. And once you have the rights, obviously, you need to have the rights to be able to use this, but you could share your visual content on visually, Behance, or about.me, and this is from these places you could also get backlinks back to your site. So you add it to your profile, your reference, or source backlinks. Cool. Moving on. Illustration backlinks. Now, illustration backlinks, I'm sure you've heard of this. Essentially, you could create an infographic, or you get an infographic created for you. There are tons of places to get infographics. I mean, just Fiverr comes to mind. You get Upwork. You just have someone create an infographic for you, or you can make your own. And then you could submit your infographic to all these different websites that accept infographic submissions. Now, just sharing it to these websites, if it's a bad infographic, you're just going to get links, but it won't have that big of an impact. The best use of your infographic is when it's an actually good infographic and it gets shared across high authority websites within your industry. So that's really the home run you want to hit. And that for that, sometimes we do a bit of outreach, and that tends to go a long way. So here's a kind of like a starter list, but make sure you take it all the way to get the most out of your infographic. All right, I'm back. So just the printer decided to go off in the middle of this recording. Anyways, we're back. Fan club backlinks. Fan club backlinks all have an about section, and they drive a tremendous amount of traffic, so I have to include them. Facebook groups, some of them are driving hundreds and even thousands of visitors to specific pages. You got groups.diigo.com, you got fandom. All of these places are a great place to share and put links, and even they are crawlable by Google if the pages or in the sections or the fan clubs are public. So these are 3 different places to get a lot of people back to your website. All right, now moving on, we have content curation backlinks. Curate content. Essentially what that means is you should put the best articles within your industry, you put them all in a concise package, and you share it. So you got Scoop It and about.flipboard.com. Both of these places, you can put relevant content together. And of course, the way you get the backlink is you put some of your content along with other good content and you get a backlink back. Awesome, easy. Let's move on. All right. But first, if you're liking this set of backlinks so far, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. Cool. Let's move on. Academic paper backlinks. So if you're a researcher or perhaps you're a business that is funding research for whatever niche or industry you're in, you could actually get published and have educational backlinks back to you, or sometimes even government backlinks, and those backlinks get referenced. They just build up strength over time. It's amazing. You got academia.edu, you got Springer, and of course you got Elsevier. I think I pronounced that horribly, but here you can submit papers and get backlinks if this applies. Now, obviously, this won't apply to everyone. If you're reviewing fridges and skateboards, you're not going to be publishing academic paper. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you could have on the theory of skating. I don't know. Whatever. It depends how involved you get. The point is this won't apply to some people, but if it does apply to you and it does apply to your business, it could be a really good source of links. All right. Here is another one that might or might not apply to you: distribution of software backlinks. So if you're a programmer, or maybe you work with a programmer, or you've had a program written for your industry, or you want to, once you do have a program, you could actually submit it to a bunch of high authority sites to get a link back. So you got downloads, portable apps, tons of places where you can submit your application and get a profile link or profile backlink back on the page with your application. Awesome and very effective. All right, moving on. You got a section that I call contribution to mankind backlinks. All right, essentially, it's contributing to wikis. Now, you got Wikipedia and WikiHow. This is where it gets tricky. You don't want to spam this. Like, first off, don't spam it. Avoid spamming at all costs because you can get banned. It won't help your cause. In fact, it'll hurt it. But if you do it right, you can fix entries and add references to relevant papers with information that you might or might not have on your site. So if this does apply to you and you can update, then sometimes you could actually get a decent amount of traffic back from people researching the topic, especially if you're, let's say, in a software list on Wikipedia and a whole bunch of people are looking for specific things. Some of the Wikipedia pages rank really high. You get a lot of traffic back from that. And also, Google's denied that Wikipedia helps with rankings, but other tests show that it kind of supports it. It's kind of a weird situation where it might not directly help you rank, but it might support you as a bigger authority and indirectly help you rank. How is it? Kind of complicated way of saying it. Let me kind of break it down. If your website has a whole bunch of backlinks and it has Wikipedia links as well, it seems to help the other backlinks appear valid. If your website only has spammy backlinks and doesn't have any Wikipedia backlinks, then there's more chances, it appears, this has not been confirmed, but it appears that there are more chances that those backlinks are going to just be discounted from Google. So Wikipedia seems to not have a direct impact on rankings, but it might have an indirect one where it helps validate other signals that are coming in to Google. So that's the rumor. That's the anecdotal evidence that we've seen so far. That's where we're at right now. Cool. Let's move on. So you, by the way, Wikipedia, you could have them or you don't need, or you don't have them. It's not the end of the world, but if you can, it is highly encouraged. All right, cool. Scholarship backlinks. If you offer a scholarship, you could actually get backlinks off a whole bunch of major universities and educational websites, and even there's scholarship curation services and websites that just look for all the scholarships, and you get backlinks from them as well. Now, here's a whole bunch of lists, and this is just like a small little starter pack. And there is a warning. Google's cracked down on this a while ago. There was a whole bunch of this was being abused, and Google handed out some manual penalties, but now they don't seem to care as much. So I'm leaving it in here, but it's up to you. You got to be careful. I actually believe that just having a good scholarship to help out students sounds like a good thing. It's a good thing. So if that's your main way of getting backlinks, maybe it's not a good idea. But if it's something that your company just happens to be doing, right? If you already have a scholarship, then this could be good. You could go get a whole bunch of more links and it could actually help you. All right, now let's move on. here's kind of a technique and put it into, that's very easy, but you can actually request technical help backlinks. So you pretend to have a question or you have a real question, and then you could post on a whole bunch of platforms asking for help and having an example link within your help request. Now, this works better on some sites. Google is aware of this technique. It's not brand new, but there are so many sites that it is available. You can get your link on really good forums, really good communities. Here's just a few examples. You got WordPress, you got SitePoint, you got support.google.com, you got Mozilla, you got Joomla, or Joomla, whatever. And back, a little while, this is when you used to post on support.google.com, this used to give you a fake DR 50 plus rating in Ahrefs. They fixed it since then. Awesome. But that's how a bunch of people were faking the DR thing. Not that it did anything, but figured I'd mention it. All right, cool. Now let's move on. We have provide technical help. So instead of requesting help, you could actually provide it. So if you're savvy, savvy, that's kind of a general thing, right? But if you have technical knowledge and you can help out people at Microsoft's answer site, you could actually get a link back. If you are non-spammy and you come off as natural and someone asks a question that is related to something that you have, you could actually potentially maybe get a link back at answers@microsoft.com. You see how I'm phrasing this? It's all dependent. Like, you can't go in and spam. You're not going to succeed. But if you are genuinely helping, and let's say you have a tech website and you answer a tech question on Microsoft, you could actually get yourself a backlink back. So there is an opportunity. It has been done. People do get links here, and they are good links. However, it won't apply if you're, a dog sitting page reviewing dog food or something. Your best bet is probably not to go to Microsoft to try to get a backlink. All right, cool. Let's move on. Company overview backlink. So there's only one, but I had to kind of make it. And you could go to Trello. You could create a public board for your company niche, and you could add a backlink back with contextual information around it, so it's better, and leave a link in your profile. So this has been working for a long time. You still get a link here, and these pages still rank. All right, cool. Moving on. This is a famous technique. Pretty much everyone's heard about it for so far, but there are more sites than just Haro. So help a reporter out backlinks. Essentially, if you don't know what it is you help a reporter out by being a source of information. You go to Haro, sign up, and just email you every time reporters have questions. And if you help out a reporter, they give you a backlink. Now, there are other sites such as Response Source, PR Newswire, /Profnet, SourceBottle, the Kitty, that you can help journalists and reporters out and get backlinks back. But we, as a primary source, we still use Haro. So Haro will still be the #1 spot. And how could I make a backlink list without including Haro? All right, cool. Let's move on. Press release backlinks. So if you have a newsworthy piece of information and you wanted to announce it to the world, you can actually get yourself shared around the world and get a whole bunch of backlinks by submitting a press release. Now, here are some of my favorite press release sites: PR Web, PR Newswire, Business Wire, 24/7 press release. Now, just so we're clear, you could submit a press release on absolutely anything. You say, hey, I have a brand new website. Here's a press release about that. Cool. That will have limited benefit and potential. The best press releases are the ones that are picked up by real journalists, and that's why we are using these very reputable press release sites. And then those journalists are going to cover your story and write about them on high-ranking websites. So those are the best press releases because they don't get you. You're not counting on the link from PR Web. You're actually counting on the link from, let's say, Tom's Hardware, which will read the press release and then write their own original story. So there's a big difference between submitting a junk press release and submitting a high-quality press release. And one last thing to mention is whenever you're submitting a press release, don't use like money anchor text or anything like that because it gets syndicated out to a whole bunch of different places and you don't want to overload your main keyword because then you won't rank at all. Cool. Let's keep on moving on. Become an author backlinks. So this is very straightforward. You could become an author on different websites. So you could write and contribute content to websites that are not your own, and then you could actually mention websites within the content that you're writing. So here are a few websites. Here are a few favorites that you could become an author on. You got The Conversation, you got Forbes, you got Entrepreneur, you got the Technically, Cultbox, UK Business Forums, you have Lifehack, I used to be a contributor life hack. They changed things around. You have to verify. Last time we checked, it was good, but this changes a lot. And you have a whole bunch of different places where you can become a contributor. You could sign up for an account, and then you could submit content. And if the moderators or the people there approve it, then you're going to get a backlink back. Awesome. So one of the best things is obviously become a guest contributor on websites that are within your industry. So if you're into the cycling industry, for instance, and you're writing all about e-bikes, then you wouldn't use any of these, or maybe a life hack, but you would mostly use and become a guest contributor on e-bike sites or biking sites, or, you know, like outdoor lifestyle sites and so forth. Those are the types of contributor sites you would become an author on. So if you're passionate about the industry, you're within that industry, it's relatively easy to become an author on different websites. So you just go and ask, and then you can contribute. All right, cool. Let's move on. Link marketplaces. Now, link marketplaces are some places where owners actually list their private sites for sale. Now, you can find private sites listed by the owners, and then and then you get a backlink back. So it's kind of like being the author, except you're just talking to the owner directly, saying, hey, can we get a link back on your site? Now, there's a big warning with this. There's a lot of spam on there as well. So you gotta have to filter and filter and filter to make sure you find the real opportunities. So a few years back, this used to be pure gold, and now it's just been spammed a lot. But there are still quite a few good opportunities. So that's why I'm still including it. You got Fiverr, you got Upwork, you got People Per Hour, you got Conquer.io, you got SEOclerk.com. These are all marketplaces where people list their sites and you get backlinks back on them. All right, so now you got Outreach Expert backlinks. Now, this is kind of similar to the marketplace, except it's all done for you. And depending on what you're looking for, these people will either have existing contacts with website owners, or they will do fresh outreach and just right from scratch go find backlinks for your specific site, for your specific industry, and they won't go through marketplaces. Instead, they will, or some of them will go out and they'll email and just build relationships. So if you've ever worked with a marketing agency, this is kind of like that, except it's specifically for links. So you have a whole bunch of them right here. They all go out and they do everything for you. So you don't lift a finger. You say, oh, I want 5 backlinks, and they go out and you get them. So that's it. We got publishing guide backlinks. You could publish a guide if you have a guide at guides.co, and you can get a new guide and then include reference links inside. Very simple, very straightforward. All right, moving on. We have donation backlinks. Help a good cause. So helping a good cause, you could actually donate and get listed on a donor page as contributors. Now, there's hundreds of pages where you could donate, and some are more popular than others. And the other thing is, some are not as effective as they used to be. So I'm going to show you a few examples, and these, I will admit, have been abused, but I'm showing you because they are a good starter point. So you got xchat.org, huge website /donate, Django project, fundraising, winscp.net, donate. Tons of places you could donate. Now, Google's aware of these, right? Google is aware of these first ones at the top. So maybe that's not exactly where you want to start. However, I'm listing them as examples because there's a lot of smaller donor pages that don't have that many donors, and those could work even better. So what I would recommend is, if you go to a donor page and there's thousands and thousands and thousands of backlinks, probably not the place you want to be. But if you go to a donor page, maybe there's a Kickstarter or something, or just oh, have a donation here. Those would be pure gold, especially if they're in your industry. So if you are in the e-biking industry, I'm going to stay with that example, and then there is a donation page on an e-bike website, and you donate there, that could be ideal. So let's move on to the next technique. Support a cause backlinks. I kind of just mentioned that slightly. Some of the places where you could get and where you could support and get a backlink is going to be to support a new project, an artist, a new company. Many of them offer a reward in the form of being listed as a supporter, and sometimes you get a link back from their website. So Indiegogo, Patreon, Kickstarter, some of these, not all of them, but some of the projects have rewards as links. So that's kind of cool. You can support a good cause and get a backlink at the same time. All right, next one is you could kind of flip the script and you could create your own fundraiser and have a backlink. So you could actually create your own fundraiser on Indiegogo.com or Kickstarter. And within your fundraising page, you could include backlinks back to your site. So you could raise money, you could get links, and you could get traffic and even customers and sales by doing this technique. It's kind of win-win-win, right? All right, let's move on. You could host an event backlinks. Now, hosting events, once again, is a great way of getting actually sales. And if you are trying to sell anything, sometimes hosting an event will pay off in spades. So you can host events related to your industry and include links within the events page. Some of these sites rank really well, and like I mentioned, it could be a great way of meeting new customers. So you got Eventbrite, meetup.com, and me2.io. So those are going to be some places where you can get some backlinks. Let's move on. We have certification and review backlinks. Now, you could get your website listed and your business and reviewed and linked back. So these are all backlinks you could get: BBB, Yelp, Google.com/business, smallbusiness.yahoo, and even DMCA. Now, here's a good thing. Here's the good and the bad. A, you get a backlink. A, you're getting linked by major websites, could potentially drive a bit more authority. But B, you have to maintain a good ranking, because this could backfire if you're listed there, but then you start getting a horrible rating or horrible reviews. Then you got to watch out. It's kind of like a double-edged sword right here. All right, cool. Let's move on. You could publish a presentation backlinks. So if you have a keynote or a presentation, hey, what I'm doing right now is a keynote, right? So you could actually publish it and get a link back to your website. Scribd.com, docs.google.com, AuthorStream, Issue, Speaker Deck, and you could add links within your presentation and your profile. Now, if you do that, you have to make sure that they are set to public for Google to notice. Otherwise, Google won't be able to crawl them if they're not set to public. And even when they are set to public, sometimes you have to kind of get them indexed by pointing a link to it. So those are ways of getting links from presentations or keynotes that you created. All right, let's move on. Questions and answers backlinks. This has been known for a while, but it's actually a great source of links and also traffic. We've actually gotten a decent amount of traffic from Quora. I think we actually get something like 30, 40 visitors per day just from Quora. It's crazy. So what you do is you find questions that are related to your industry and you answer them. And within the answer, you have a backlink. Very, 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 very simple. But Quora, Answers at Yahoo, Blurrit.com, and Flether. I think they might end up shutting down Answers at Yahoo.com, and then we'll have to use Quora as the main source. But Quora is really working well. That's the main superstar of this one right here. All right, let's move on. Work directly with websites. Here's the thing. Whenever all websites, they all want to make money. Not all of them, but 90% of websites are there to make money. That is what they want. They had advertisement packages and so forth. So if you look at the website and it has an advertisement package, there is a way for you to get a link. So this is kind of like technique slash just how to approach it and how to get backlinks. What I typically do if they have any advertisement, it means they're open at least somewhat to having your content posted on there or some sort of link back. Now, if you email these places directly and you say, hey, I just want a link, give me a link back, they're not going to respond. Or if you say, hey, can I buy a link for $20? They might not respond. They want to have and appear a bit more legitimate. But if you go and you advertise, you look up the media kit and you start a discussion with them, usually they'll be open somewhere in there. There'll be room to get a link back to your website. So you can work directly with websites to get links back to your website. And this is just like kind of a sample. There's a whole bunch of websites here, and this is a sample. There are hundreds of thousands of websites all around the web. I'd say even millions of websites within your industry as well. The millions of websites, maybe not in your industry, but millions of websites in the world that want to work with you and want to give you a backlink for the right price, obviously. And within your industry, I'm sure you could find a whole bunch that are willing to work with you and give you a backlink back for the right price. So that would be working directly with websites. And here's even more of the list. Here we had all types of lists. All right, cool. Now some additional techniques so you never run out of links. And in fact, just with that last technique I just talked to you about, just mentioned, you could pretty much never run out of links. But some websites ask for too much money and it's just not worth it. I get it. So let's go on some other techniques. What you could do is you could actually mass contact links and mass contact people for more links. Now, this does get a bit spammy, I get it, but assuming you're doing it in relatively low numbers, and you are doing it only within your industry and only to high quality sites, this could be very efficient. You could download a list of URLs ranking for your keyword. Then you could use hunter.io to extract all the contact emails for the thousands of domains. And then you could use Mailshake to email thousands of people asking for a guest post and link insert. So if you keep, 1,000 is a lot, but if you keep the number low, maybe you do 500, maybe you do 200. This could be a way of reaching out to pretty much all the websites in your industry, or at least ranking for your keyword, and trying to locate a backlink back from these sites. Very, very easy technique. You could scale this as much as you want. You could do it for different keywords. You could do it for different sites, different niches, and you could pretty much as much as you could email, you could get backlinks back. All right, now broken link technique. So this has been one of those link techniques that still works, and it will probably forever work, where you essentially find broken backlinks, and then you don't just tell people they have a broken backlink, but you also offer a suggestion for a replacement. So what you could do is you could download a whole list of URLs, just like we did in the last step. Then you could use Ahrefs broken links, and you could scan all these websites to see the broken links that they have. Once you find broken links on these websites, you could just create your own replacement for whatever the broken link was pointing to. So if it was pointing to an article on computer mice, maybe you could create your own article on computer mice. Then you email the website and say, hey, that link that you used to have pointing to computer mice is broken. We have a new replacement. This is even better. Do you want to go and fix it? And then it's easy as that. They go up, they fix the link, and then now you have a link. So broken backlink building works. It is a little tedious, but it's very effective, especially when you want to get high quality links on high quality domains. These are, if the people go and they replace the link, they fix their 404, it means they care about their website. It means that the website's probably pretty good. So that's going to be the broken link technique. And of course, this is still working, even though Google's kind of cracked down on this over and over and over again, is you could buy domains with existing backlinks. So you could bid on expired domains with existing backlinks, set up the link, and link back to yourself. Now, Google is aware of this site. They've been trying to stop this for years and years and years. The traditional way of doing it was to go on GoDaddy auctions, international auctions, set up the archive site, test them to make sure that the backlinks are actually helping. And then once you've tested them and you made sure the web backlinks are actually helping, usually you let it sit for a while, then you could add backlinks back to your site. Now, this technique is actually evolving to people buying. I'm kind of presenting this. I'm kind of presenting this because this technique has evolved now. And now people are just buying entire websites that are related to the industry for low amounts of money. So sites that have kind of been abandoned. Let's say you search for your keyword, and there's a website that's ranking maybe on page 7 or 8, and you can tell it hasn't been updated in 10 years or 5 years or 7 years. Sometimes that person is just looking to offload that website for the right amount. So you could actually go out, and instead of buying it from an expired domain, you just buy up and pick up the old site within the industry for a good amount. And then you have a brand new site. Well, not a brand new site. You have a brand new old site that is ranking for your keyword, and you could change the links around and give yourself a whole bunch of links. So this is kind of like the version 2 of this buying domains backlinks. Google is very aware of the expired domains at auction, so people are getting a little creative. All right, cool. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have, then maybe you're a good fit for traffic research. Because at traffic research, that's where I help people, I help you achieve your traffic goals. If you're building a website and you want tricks on insider techniques on what's really working right now from people profiting from Google traffic, if you want 0-day tactics, stuff that I unfortunately can't share on YouTube, this private SEO community might be for you. So at mytrafficresearch.com, that's where you could apply. We'll see if you're a right fit. If you're not, that's okay. But if you are, then we'll send you an invite. We have a whole bunch of stuff in site traffic research. We have exclusive techniques, exclusive tools, exclusive data on new Google findings, new Google techniques, new Google discoveries, new backlinks, new on-page recipes, templates. We also have the mega on-page tool which is uses artificial intelligence to tell you which the best keywords, best words to include on your page. We are developing new techniques, new plugins, and we also have the advanced forums and the community. We have the secret forum. We have so much stuff, man. It just doesn't stop. It is one of the best places if you want to rank on Google. This is where you go. Is going to be your dojo, and you're going to get the advantage essentially of what's working right now. So if you're interested, go to mytrafficresearch.com, and in there you'll be able to apply and maybe join our community. Who knows? All right. So also, if you do look, by the way, if you do apply, in that section, I actually have, how did you hear from us? And make sure you write this specific video. Say, hey, it's a 216 backlink video. That's where I heard from you. Cool. Yeah, so if you like this, hit that like button. Hope you guys enjoyed this. You can check out these cool videos. You can subscribe. You could go check out My Traffic Research. There's so many options. Anyways, have a nice day, and I'll talk to you soon.